So we're looking forward to making a lot of changes, and you know this victory is the start, really. There have those cement those changes and set the foundation for America to be strong for a century, for centuries, forever. So. And make America great again.
Helping retailers level up using artificial intelligence, and how AI can help create efficiencies for the store and personalization for the customer. I'm actually going to demonstrate by playing ping pong. When you think about it, Maria, ping pong is like artificial intelligence in the sense that every time the ball hits the table, that's a data event. It's being captured by Watson X via that camera, and then it will spit out this commentary about all the improvements and the insights that it has recorded. So I'm going to show it to you live with Carl Haller. He's an AI retail expert with IBM. He's up by 1 point, as you can see. Lauren 3, Carl 4. Let's see how the AI works. You ready?
I'm ready.
So you should be seeing on the screen, keep going. It's going to measure all of our strokes and then spit out the improvements that need to be made. All right, let's end the game here.
Okay.
I think, it's 5-4. Go me. Okay,
nice job.
Here we go. It's analyzing what we just played, and in a few seconds, you're going to see, we're waiting on it. Here we go.
So it takes the match data, sends it to IBM Cloud, into Watson X, generates insights, which we saw, and then an AI commentary live.
What a thrilling match we've just witnessed, folks. Lauren has emerged victorious, edging out Carl in a nail-biting contest. I did not set this up. This is actually happening. How are retailers going to use this, Carl?
So if you think about it, a retail store generates millions of these events every day. This could be trucks arriving into the back. It could be customers coming into the front. It could be goods needing to be restocked on a shelf, or someone needing help trying something on. What IBM will help retailers do is understand those, summarize them, and react to them in real time so they can serve customers better, create a great experience for their employees, and drive more sales and profits.
And thousands of retailers are already using this technology?
There are retailers, yes, around the world, thousands of retailers are using this.
It's pretty amazing, but this is the future of retail.
One thing that President Trump has been clear and consistent about this entire campaign is as soon as he gets into the Oval Office, he's going to sign the most comprehensive border security package by executive order in American history. These executive orders will not only fully shut down the southern border, stop illegal immigration, begin the mass deportation of illegal aliens and criminals in our country, it will also begin the process of eradicating the criminal cartel threat from this country once and for all, systematically dismantling every single transnational street gang that is raping, murdering, maiming, attacking, and otherwise wreaking havoc against our citizens. That bill will ensure that every single element of this government is committed to restoring our national sovereignty. State Department, Defense Department, Department of Homeland Security, the Department of Justice, FBI, ATF, DEA, ICE, and Border Patrol. The president has also been clear. He's going to drill, baby, drill. He said this from the beginning. He's going to unleash American energy. He's going to get control of the federal government, the federal workforce. He's going to bring workers back to their offices. He's going to end the travesty in which federal workers are pretending to work but are not actually working. They're at home watching Netflix while you're paying their salaries. He's going to make sure that the federal bureaucracy is accountable to the president and thus to the American people. He's going to stop sending taxpayer dollars overseas where it does not belong, and he's going to stop funding radical left-wing NGOs that hate Americans and hate the American people, and he's going to stop the insanity of waste all across this federal government, and he's going to fight to bring down inflation and to make life affordable again for Americans, and so many other executive actions in the first day, in the first week, all throughout this presidency, Sean.
It sounds like shock and awe. If you had to guess, first 2 days, how many executive orders?
Well, I don't want to say exactly what number, but I will say this. In terms of total executive actions, in other words, specific commands that President Trump is delivering there will be over 100 executive actions, commands to the bureaucracy to change their ways.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher, and you know I come back with that video just to make you think.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And make sure you're joining the Patrons. If you're not a part of the Patrons, make sure you're hitting the Cash App. And also, guys, make sure you go like and follow the TikTok. More videos to come. And we have Bitcoin and crypto pulling back. But we have Melania Trump pumping, getting in on the action. And you can clearly see this was set up by a different development team. And the strategy is totally different. Now, it looks like her circulating supply is only 150 million when Trump's was about 200 million. Both of them, the total supply is $1 billion. But it pumped all the way to about $13, dropped down to about $7.43 at $8.89 as I'm doing this video. But since the circulating supply is controlled, it's definitely going to be a lot of pumping and dumping. So if you're a trader, you're going to enjoy it. Now we have Elon Musk saying changes are about to come. And we know George is going to be cutting government spending. And then we also know Trump is going to be bringing in AI. And we know Elon has the self-driving cars, the batteries, the chargers, SpaceX, Neuralink, all this technology to bring in the fourth industrial revolution. And we have AI in retail. You know, I've done plenty of videos on this. And this one is about IBM Watson. If you have the NWO book, you understand. And we always see IBM Watson has been behind the curtain. It works behind the scenes. If you've seen the movie Eagle Eye, I tell you all to watch, because that's exactly what IBM Watson is. And you team that up with the quantum computer, that is insane. But AI will know you better than you know yourself. And then plus, because they do know you better than you know yourself, they can cut the surplus. And that's the key with these corporations. They will know just about the exact amount of how many clothes they need, how many shoes they need, and whether an item is going to sell or not. And then, guys, we have Stephen Miller. And we know he used to focus on speech writing, but now he has a job, so you definitely want to keep your eyes and ears open when he's talking, because his job is to push all these agendas. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. And we have the TikTok drama. And now we can see, guys, only thing they're going to do is drag this on along. This is nothing but a movie. Get your popcorn, sit back, and let it play out. And we have Andrew, who drove the garbage truck with Trump, is asked how did he end up in the parade, and what did he say? No, they contacted me. Remember, your life is an illusion and TV is your reality. And we have immigration is about to help cause this black swan, along with the Birdman. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you. And we know Japan owns a lot of United States debt. And will they start raising rates right when Trump gets into office? And remember, guys, this is a plan. It moves in phases. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
Because Trump just says as the president-elect, he said, we're going to save TikTok. I talked to him yesterday morning. He said he's going to personally negotiate the deal. He has a framework in mind. What is your viewpoint on this? Should it be opened back up, or should it continue to be shut down?
As long as you can protect the privacy of Americans, then, yeah, keep the app, as long as you could do that. That was always the key issue, and I think that President Trump's going to find a way to get that done. Listen, a funny thing happens when you go over the deadline. All of a sudden, all of the people, all the things that ByteDance was saying they would not do, now become credible that they will do.
But
so we'll see what happens.
Here's what kills me. They have one's a ByteDance, two other Chinese apps that are going to do the same thing. They're getting millions of followers. The TikTok users are going there. They're going to have the same problem. Why don't they just stick to the rules? If you're a foreign entity or an enemy nation, you cannot have a social media presence in our country.
I mean, look, the reason why I think the Chinese don't want to stick to the rules when it comes to operating in our markets is because typically we don't have leadership that actually upholds our rules. That's what happens with trade policy all the time. So you have a president in Donald Trump who's going to make sure that not just China, but every other nation abides by the rules of the United States. When you don't have consistent leadership, you get stuff like this. That's one of the reasons Donald Trump is back. You got to continue that up and have that, not a hard stance, but a firm stance.
Right.
So whether China or anybody else,
you agree it's got to be sold, though? Because
I do.
Because the Chinese Communist Party has control over that. Their editor-in-chief is the general secretary of the Communist Party. And come on.
I voted to shut down the app. Yes, it needs to be sold. And look, I get it. Americans love TikTok. But we're not going to let their information be at the behest of the Chinese Communist Party.
And the news feed be China's news feed.
That's right.
How do you like my garbage truck? This truck is in honor of Kamala and Joe Biden.
Well, behind the wheel was Andrew Bryson, and now he'll be driving that exact truck once again at Trump's inaugural parade. Andrew joins us live right now. Andrew, I mean, how did you convince Secret Service and the president to allow you to drive the truck in the parade?
I guess I didn't really have to convince them. The inaugural team actually reached out to me asking if we'd be able to provide a truck for the parade. And after making a few phone calls, was actually able to get the truck that we had at the rally out there for them.
The law is the law, and NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch says, quote, the law in New York City basically is that the police department will not assist in civil immigration enforcement. Incoming Border Czar Tom Homan joins us now. I guess that remains to be seen. What does hitting the ground running look like for you tomorrow at 12:01 p.m.?
Look, ICE is going to be, we're going to take the handcuffs off ICE that they've had put on by the Biden administration and let them go do their job. And the president's been clear, I've been clear. Right out of the gate, we're concentrating on public safety threats and national security threats. So I find it troubling to this day that any sanctuary city, any elected official, does not want public safety threats removed from their communities. Let us into the jail. Because if you let us into the jail, we can arrest a bad guy in the jail, right? But if you release them into the community, it puts the community at risk, puts our officers at risk, it puts the alien at risk because anything can happen on an outside arrest. So let us in the jails. It's safer for everybody. Considering any operation, there was a leak in Chicago, so we're looking at that leak and find out how does it affect officer safety concerns. Chicago's not off the table, but we're reconsidering when and how we do it because there was a leak.
Would it benefit you, based on your objective there, not to talk publicly so much about your plans?
Specific plans. What was leaked in Chicago was more specific what was happening, and that raises officer safety concerns. They already have a dangerous job. Like I say, they're going to arrest public safety threats and national security threats. Dangerous. But when those bad guys has a heads up that we're hitting you at this time, this day, it raises officer safety concerns, specific operational plans. So we're looking at it. What was leaked? What's that actually in there? And how is it going to affect us moving?
Everybody knows how China not only holds US government debt, but it was once known as the single largest holder ever, surpassing many of America's greatest allies. Here's a graph on the largest foreign holders of United States Treasury securities as of early 2024. Here you can see that the largest foreign holder is no other than Japan, holding over $1.1 trillion. But previously, China was in the lead.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go, but clearly we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're going to get more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets.
Now, it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and when the dealers have to step in to save a treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence.
Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get home stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing, they were still getting that free money. What are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.